Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody's had a great day so far. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all of the ongoing support. This is my channel, Dragonsjewel Creative Gems, and I'm Tegan, and I'm just going to get all that wonderful YouTubey stuff out of the way first. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. It's just down below. If you like the content that you see, don't forget to hit that like. And of course, any love, comments, suggestions, all those wonderful things, there's that comment section down there as well. Today, we are getting around to finally doing that wip&chat, which, for those of you that are new, WIP just stands for work in progress, and chat just means I'm going to chat, catch everybody up on my last 2 weeks. So make sure that you are grabbing something to work on, getting something done around the house, whatever you like to do. Make sure you got some snack, a beverage, that sort of thing. I have my coffee to go in a mug here, and that is only because I was out and I've just got home to film this. I always forget to mention kind of what I'm using. My tray, I'm using a Firefly Ignite tray here. The pens that I've been using while working on this is this lovely one that I got from Creations Morin. And then this one, which I got from Bistro's Blanks. Yeah, so that's kind of most of what I use. These lovely release papers are Bee's Crafty Corner. I just love her release papers, so I'm just going to get working here and we'll get going. So today is a Thursday morning. I think it is just after 10 a.m. now. Yes, we are 10:08 a.m. if you want to know the exact time. So we're just after 10 a.m. I just got home not that long ago. I was over at my parents'. Me and Ace went over there, and him and Axel, their puppy, had a little play date. This is the second one that they've had since they've brought Axel home, and since we've had Ace, it's a nice little chance for them to kind of run around, roughhouse, get out some of their energy while kind of getting to know each other, because they're going to be spending lots of time with each other over the course of their little lives, of course, because I get together quite frequently with my parents and all that good stuff, and we do lots of family things because they live really, really close. So we definitely want them to kind of get familiar with each other, enjoy playing with each other, that kind of thing. And because they're both puppies, like I said, it is a great way to burn off some of their energy. They're both pretty active dogs. I would say probably Axel more so than Ace, believe it or not. He's the, what we've named him the punk. Because he just keeps going and going and going, and he's usually the one that instigates things when him and Ace are together. So yeah, he's considered the little young punk of the two. But yeah, no, they get along really, really well. They, I think, enjoy each other and have fun playing and romping around my parents' backyard and chasing each other and wrestling and all that good stuff. So yeah, we just got back from that. Ace, you probably won't hear too much from him, maybe the occasional groan or something. He's settled into the dog bed here in my craft room and is going down for his snooze. So yeah, let's go back. I know I had to postpone things a week as well for the wip&chat. I wasn't able to get a video out, so I hope you guys have enjoyed all the videos that I've kind of pushed out into this week to kind of make up for it. I just did a whole pile of unboxings and small shops and stuff like that for you to enjoy, since I missed a video and I had more than enough content for sure to kind of share all those extra little goodies. So I figured, why not? I don't do it very often where I put out daily content, but I did this week. So I did that, of course. But with that having been postponed, we're going all the way back to September 21st for this wip&chat, which sounds like a while, but really, I mean, my days are usually pretty status quo, per se, so not a ton has kind of happened from my usual routine, which is kind of getting the kid off to school, being home for him throughout the day. And then I usually get Ace out for his morning exercise, which is usually a walk. Last 2 weeks it's been these little play dates with Axel that we've done, so he's enjoyed that. My Wednesday evenings have been going to obedience class with Ace, so we've been at obedience classes on Wednesday evenings, just learning some basic stuff for him. Things like waiting, leaving, taking, all those good behaviors that we want a dog to listen to. Dropping things, you know, loose leash walking, little tips and tricks, that kind of thing. I was initially nervous how it was going to go because Ace does tend to be very reactive, and what I mean by reactive is more so that he gets stupid excited when he sees other dogs and people and immediately starts barking and trying to pull me towards them. And he's a very, very, very strong dog. He's all muscle. So I was initially very worried about how that would go going into, you know, a classroom full of dogs and people. Of course, he very much reacted like I expected him to when we went into the class. Although the trainer and the instructor who's doing the class was very good. She was able to kind of show me a trick on getting him to focus on me and the treats, and anytime another dog kind of would react or start barking, he would start barking, that kind of thing. I'm doing it at a local pet store, so there's obviously distractions from customers coming in with their dogs as well, so that sets him off a bit, and he starts going crazy. For the most part, being able to kind of distract him, catch it, get him focused on me and the treats has been working. There are still occasionally times where not so much. For the life of me, I could be waving it in front of his face and he's more focused on barking and trying to go say hello than anything else. But he is getting a little bit better. He's also, once we're kind of in class and he gets his initial excitement out from seeing all the dogs in his class show up, he does eventually settle down in the class and reaches a point where he will just kind of lay on the floor, roll over on his belly, just kind of chillax, go through the process of what we're learning and enjoying his treats until a bigger distraction comes along. So it's been quite interesting, to say the least. We are learning some great little tips and tricks and strategies and stuff though, and he is improving his walks. He used to very much pull the entire walk, and he'd want to chase the birds or same kind of reactions with dogs and people outside, and he's getting to a point where he's doing really well. He's fine with cars driving by, he's fine with bikes passing by, birds he's starting to ignore. People and dogs, it really depends. Kind of loose cats in the neighborhood, those are still very interesting to try to, you know, bark at and go after. So I mean, there are still some kind of distractions and triggers that he gets excited over on walks, but we're improving there slowly, and that's what counts. We're getting there. It's a learning process for him too, because he's still a puppy. But yeah, no, he's getting better. He's not pulling as much as well on his walks now, so that makes walking him a little bit easier. I still wouldn't hand the leash off to my son just yet. he likes to walk the dogs, or at least with our other one, he likes to kind of hold the leash and walk them. He likes to be a part of that all. But this guy is just a little bit too strong, so I definitely want him very well behaved and trained before we kind of hand the leash over to our son. That's for sure. But yeah, so now we just did week 3 of those obedience classes. So we're about halfway through. There's 3 more weeks to go, so basically the rest of October. What else? Right, we had my son's feed pump kind of go kaput. It was really, really stupid, actually. If you looked up the error code, it said that the sensors were dirty. You'd clean the sensors, and then it would only allow us to prime the pump, but not actually use it for anything else. We were told that we could run it underwater, so we did that, and the pump would allow us to get through a feed, but then the second you turned it off, that error would come back. So we were pretty much constantly putting our pump under the water each time we had to feed our son, until we were able to get it replaced, because we tried to get it replaced. They said bring it in, so we brought it in. Then they said, oh, why are you guys still using that pump? We've switched over to a new pump. But of course, they couldn't give us said new pump because we needed training, which is real annoying. And then we have to sign the loan agreement part, which is fine. But there was that whole thing, so then we had to organize training, and so my husband took time off work to do this training. And then when they sent us the online video to go over for it, because they expect you to watch this online video before going to help you kind of familiarize yourself with the pump, both just kind of looked at it and went, that's pretty much the pump we've been using, just with a few new features. Really, like, did not need that training course. And showed up at the training pretty much, and then she recognized that, you know, we had a pump that was pretty similar. The nurse who was going to be doing the training with us and another family. And then, of course, the second she saw us turn on the pump and start kind of going through it, she looked at us and went, okay, yeah, you guys already know what you're doing. I'll just show you a couple things. We'll get your documents signed, and then I'll focus on the other family, and you guys can go. So that was nice, because normally the training would have been like an hour and a half long, going through every little feature and detail of the pump, which is great if you've never used a pump to feed somebody or your child or yourself or whatever the scenario is. Definitely handy at that point in time. But for us, we've been doing it now for almost 7 years. So we're pretty familiar, unless you're giving us an alien or a completely different style of setup. We're going to catch on pretty quickly. So that was nice that she kind of recognized that, was able to kind of speed through the process. And then that allowed her also to focus on the other family, which they were still in the hospital with their child and preparing to kind of come home with the child. So them having the extra time to ask their questions, learn the pump, was, I would think, would be beneficial in their scenario for sure. But even then, it sounded like they were already getting kind of hands-on with the one in the hospital, which is kind of what me and my hubby did when we were in there too, and that definitely helped. So yeah, we had that. My husband had took off time for work to do that. So even though that session ended up shorter than we thought, he had the whole day off, so he just used that to get other stuff done that he wanted to. And of course, the play dates with Axel and Ace have been a thing for the last 2 weeks. We're only doing it like once a week, just kind of getting them together early in the morning and setting them loose in my parents' yard. usually bundle up, bring over coffee to go and kind of a cup, and let the boys play pretty much. Monitor, of course, when they start getting a little bit too rowdy, we kind of call them over, give them treats, get them to settle down, then let them play some more. And then we are making sure that we're ending the play sessions off on kind of a calmer, settled note as well. So that's been working really nicely. They seem to have fun. It's a great way to kind of get rid of their pent up energy as puppies as well. So that's been a good thing. It's also lots of fun to watch them. They end up doing what I call the stare down, where they're running around, or they'll go through a little brief calm period to kind of rest, and then they both look up and literally just stare at each other as if they're ready to set up the competition or something, and then all of a sudden they're pouncing at each other and playing again. So they've been definitely enjoying their time doing that. They seem to kind of were excited and recognized each other this second time around, so that's good. That's kind of what we want, because they will eventually be spending lots of time together. Like I say, I do lots with my parents. They're usually the ones too that will dog sit or will dog sit for them when we go on vacation, that kind of thing too. So it's nice to make sure that, you know, all the dogs kind of know each other, get along, that kind of idea as well. But yeah, so that's been lots of fun. Enjoying those puppy play dates. So yeah. And then that, of course, leads me around to the not so fun part of me somehow injuring my back, which is the reason that we missed last week's whip and chat, was because I couldn't move. I was in a lot of pain. I was actually laid up in bed with icy hot slathered all over my lower back, and just kind of resting and not overdoing anything for a solid 2 days. I had even spent a portion of that one day just all we did was sit on the one couch, because it was either the couch or the bed in our bedroom. That was the most comfortable for me to kind of stay immobile and off my feet, so that I wasn't getting that really bad pressure that was causing pain. So I pretty much, because my hubby was at work when it happened, the first day when I woke up, I had to have my parents actually come over and help me get my son onto the school bus and for the day, and off the bus for the day, and that kind of thing. And then they took him that evening after he got home from school, which was their normal overnighter. But I ended up spending that evening in the bedroom, stretched out on the bed where it was the most comfortable for me, after having a hot bath to kind of help ease up the muscles, and then slather myself nicely hot. So that was kind of my first real 2 days was doing nothing but that, for the most part, taking it easy. And then after that, I was able to start doing a little bit more around the house, and then I was at that wonderful stage of not overdoing it, but not relaxing too much, so that the back wouldn't get sore or stiff. You reach that kind of fine line stage. If anybody's ever had a back thrown out, they know what that stage is like. Where if you do too much, it flares it up, but if you don't do enough, it flares up. So yeah, there was that lovely fun bounce that then happened after that. So Ace missed a couple of walks during that. I think by day 3 of missing walks, which was on the Sunday, my mom was nice enough to take him out for a quick one for me, which was muchly needed for him by that point. And then after that, I was able to kind of get back at it. His first few walks after that, though, I did feel stiff and sore, but it wasn't like a really bad achy stiff and sore. I kind of just made sure that after those walks, because I was stiff and sore, that I kind of took a chance to take a break, rest, not do so much until I kind of went back to status quo, so to speak, and then I would resume whatever activities. So then I kind of played that lovely balance game, like I said. But yeah, now I'm back to where I'd say probably 99% better. I can do most things. I don't really have to watch it too much, but I'm sure also at the same time that it would take one stupid move and I'd be right back there. Because backs, if you've ever had back issues, they are kind of funny like that. They're kind of, I don't know what the word would be, but they like to be pains, and little things can set them off easily, especially after they've kind of been injured and all that. So definitely still kind of not overdoing anything, still kind of watching, but not really resting or anything, that kind of thing. But I'm not doing anything crazy either. So yeah, just kind of keeping the status quo there. There was rumors that the hubby's shutdown was going to go through the weekend. His body and stuff is getting sore. So he's pretty much talked to his foreman, and so he's taking all of this long weekend off here. So today, which is Thursday, is actually going to be kind of his last day. He's taking a 4-day break, which has been the longest break that he's had in a while. So he's looking forward to that. After that, what the shutdown looks like, we're not 100% sure. They could say they still want another week, or they might say we're done and we're going back to normal hours. But we're pretty much, for lack of better terms, it's essentially at the end, almost over, if not already over. So yeah, we did it. We survived. Barely, but we did it. Yeah, so that's a good thing. That means we can kind of start getting back into normal routine. He can get things done around the house. He can get a little bit more of a break rather than cramming everything into that 1 day off scenario. This weekend is our Canadian Thanksgiving, which, if you're an American, you may or may not know that we celebrate it a little bit earlier than you guys do. So yeah, ours is this weekend, so that's why I called it the long weekend, was because we're going into that. So, you know, my family is getting together on the Sunday to celebrate that. It's going to be over at my parents'. Ace will be staying here because the two puppies are still very rambunctious and all they want to do is play, and so they'll probably bowl everything and everyone over if we bring them inside the house together. And we're not going to leave them outside the entire time either. So Ace is just going to stay here. We're going to minimize how long he's in his crate though. So I might go over with Riley and spend some time kind of before the dinner, and then hubby will come over after, closer to the dinner hour, so that Ace isn't in the crate super long, and join everybody. But yeah, basically we're going to do our dinner Sunday night. Right now, it's going to be my parents, my aunt, my cousin, And then, of course, us, my husband, myself, and Riley. A nice little get-together, not too big, not too small. Yeah, and we'll do our turkey and pumpkin pie and all those wonderful, yummy, tasty things. I'm getting the hubby to pick up some cranberries on his way home from work today so that I can make the cranberry sauce tomorrow. I make homemade cranberry sauce each year for both Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, so ever since I started doing that, it's been highly requested. So I've been doing it now for quite a few years. Everybody's always looks forward, and of course I told my mom when we were over for the puppy play date that I was getting ready to make that tomorrow, and she's like, oh good. Yeah, so definitely a must now. Accidentally started that one, make it homemade fresh once, and spoiled them. So now they don't want the store-bought stuff anymore, which is fine. I don't mind making it. It's fairly simple. And it tastes good. It tastes nice and fresh, all that good stuff. But yeah, we basically have that coming up. So busy weekend ahead there for that. And then I think that's kind of about it for what's been happening these last 2 weeks. Like I said, nothing too crazy, just enough to kind of keep me busy. Quite a few days where I just wasn't doing anything because of my back. I was, oh well. But definitely kind of over the majority of that hump. And mended for the most part. So like I said, I may still kind of, you know, get stiff or sore if I do something too crazy. So still being somewhat careful, but not at the same time. Yeah. I guess that leaves me with channel stuff, which there's not really a whole bunch there. I had uploaded a bunch of videos, like I said, this week, just to kind of give you a little bit of extra content after having to postpone this last whip and chat. So I had done that. I still have a ton of unboxings, of course, that I need and want to get out. And I still plan to try to get some crafty things done. I know I haven't, but I'm still hoping. Of course, with the shutdown, that was a little bit hard. With it ending now, I'm hoping I can work on some more crafty stuff while he's at school and stuff, and I kind of have a little bit more free time on my hands, so to speak. Because of course I want to play with some resin. I want to do a couple of different things. I'm debating, there's a putty group that I'm a part of. It's a small business page, but they do their putty drops in their Facebook group mostly. But they're talking about doing an adult coloring event in, I think it's December, something like that. So I'm debating on joining that, just to kind of change things up a bit. We'll see. I may or may not. She kind of said some fun things, like they would be, it won't be just kind of coloring how you're used to coloring, but she'll have probably, it sounds like, some prompts and stuff for types of media to use on the page for that week, or that kind of thing. So it should be kind of fun. I have all sorts of different mediums. I like using different mediums in my adult coloring books. I don't usually, my go-tos usually are a penciled crayon, and I do layering and stuff with them, but I have used other things like markers, because I have alcohol markers, If you heard that, that was Ace groaning. But yeah, I have like alcohol markers, watercolors. I've used acrylic paint before, so I'm not shy to using other mediums and coloring books, so I thought that might be kind of a fun event. We'll see once we get closer to that time if I feel like it or not. But yeah, other than that, we're still working towards a $500 goal. 500 subscriber goal. $500. Oh, I wish. Anyways, that 500 subscriber goal when I can do that next giveaway. We are about 75 subscribers away. So if you are able to share in groups that you're a part of and you think people might enjoy this channel, definitely would love that. If you're able to just kind of spread the word anywhere because you figure somebody might enjoy it, that's always wonderful. That'll help bring people in, of course. Anytime you like, comment, share out the videos, that greatly helps kind of get that subscriber count up because it gets the channel out to other people that wouldn't normally see it. So yeah, there's definitely that. I'm still working towards that, so I'm still hoping. Just believe it or not, this channel is coming up to the 2-year mark already, which is crazy. I hadn't thought I had been doing it that long. My husband hadn't even thought I'd been doing it that long, so yeah, I went and checked one day and went, yeah, no, I've been doing it for 2 years almost. So that was kind of fun. I don't really have any ways to do any kind of like celebrations or live streams or anything like that at this point in time, so unfortunately nothing really will be planned per se. Unless there's something that people can think of. Or if I come up with something, but yeah, that's pretty much at the end of October that mark kind of hits. Yeah, we're still working on those goals of growing. And what else? The Facebook group, of course, we're still working on growing that. So if you haven't joined over there, feel free to join us. That's just a community for everybody who kind of watches the channel. It's a great way to kind of get together, show off what you're working on. You're more than welcome to share tips and tricks that you've learned through diamond painting, that kind of thing. So it's really just kind of like a diamond painting community, but also because I enjoy other crafts as well, other crafts are welcome. My only thing is I like it to be a community for the channel, so definitely want to be subscribed to the channel and a part of the community, but feel free to share that out, get people on over there as well, grow that side eventually. Like I said, I would like to use that community for events, because I do eventually want to look at some kind of crafting, diamond painting style events where we can kind of just enjoy everything. Yeah, so definitely, if you haven't already joined that, join, because we need that to grow as well for that to happen. Want the channel to grow before I can do some giveaways. So yeah, just keep sharing, spreading the word, all that wonderful stuff, liking, commenting, all that immensely helps for sure, and always greatly appreciated. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the channel. Nothing too crazy or new or exciting planned. Nothing that I can think of at this time anyways. I of course always think when I'm off camera and stuff too. I'm going to leave this video here because there's not much else that I can add to it. But yeah, hopefully now that my back's better, we'll be back on track with everything. I know normally this would have been a Ghostly Echoes. I apologize that once again kind of gets pushed and postponed, but those are kind of my two heaviest videos to kind of work on and get done. And that's why I like to just kind of alternate them and keep them to the Fridays. And yeah, sometimes when one doesn't happen, it does push it back, but eventually things will get on track. I promise they will. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I of course will see you in the next video with something new. Bye.